sporting world's premier website, JimFeist.net, presents America's longest-running pregame show, direct from Las Vegas, Proline, featuring Bob Donahue, who won his Big East Game of the Year last Saturday and has 3 more conference games of the year available now. And Scott Spreitzer, who nailed his shocker and value games of the month, as well as his mismatch of the year last Saturday and has 2 days available absolutely free. And Dave Koken, who enjoyed his 6th straight winning week in colleges and his November Game of the Month highlights a huge 3-game lineup. And world champion handicapper Jim Feist, who had another big Saturday with his high-end selections and an ACC Game of the Year winner with Maryland, and today he releases his biggest game of the season, his College Game of the Year. And now, here's your host, longtime national sports analyst and commentator, Al Bernstein.
Well, good Saturday morning, everybody, and welcome back to another week of Proline, the nation's longest-running handicapping show. I'm Al Bernstein, and we've got 4 big football games to talk about. First, we're going to talk a little bit about coaching, because we see in this football season how important coaching is, and basketball season coming up. If ever there's a sport that really cries out for great coaching, it's that.
The ultimate coach's game. That to me, if you had to rank the importance of coaches in particular sports, I think college basketball would probably come out on top. You've got all these personnel changes every year. And, of course, the game planning is so important in the colleges. But that doesn't mean it doesn't count in other sports, too.
And don't forget recruiting.
Oh, you bet.
If you don't recruit, it's hard to win. Are you trying to say Coach K is a good coach?
Hey. I got to tell you, I don't think he's the best X's and O's coach out there.
He's awesome.
But I do think that on balance, Krzyzewski's a heck of a coach. And he turns out quality guys, too.
It also works. You know, it's funny because you hear in pro football about guys saying, well, players win and lose games on the field. Did you see what Belichick did on Monday night? I mean, come on. He comes out there and all of a sudden does this pass-to-run ratio 31-8. They're in the third quarter. They've thrown the ball 31 times. They've run it 8 times. And what does Minnesota do? No adjustments. Single safety, man-for-man coverage, gets killed the entire game. Coaching really matters at every level.
Well, it really is, and even if you look back at college football, one thing they always say about Steve Spurrier is he coaches football like a basketball game. You know, real interactive, and he's the ball coach, as it were. And I agree with you about New England. You know, New England, Givens, who's Givens? I mean, this is what we went back to a couple of weeks ago where New England takes guys, put them in the system, and you never see Belichick really get pigeonholed into any type of system. He just goes out and beats you.
I don't know about you guys. I find it hard to find sporting events on TV to watch with all the ads for politicians.
I'm telling you.
You think we need some more ads?
Why not?
Be careful, Jim.
To go with the phone calls.
For Jim's own good, I'm going to go to break right now. By the way, you know, in Minnesota, it almost looks like Mike Tyson's still coaching, doesn't it? Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. Later on in this show, we're going to hear from both Primetime's Glenn McGrew and 2-time world champion handicapper Jeff Allen. We'll be back. We're going to have our first game of the day, LSU taking on Tennessee. Don't go anywhere.
The Proline free pick phone is available for winners daily. Just a toll-free call to 1-888-294-1970 for winning picks from world champion handicapper Jim Feist, Smokin' Dave Koken, Smash Mouth capper Scott Spreitzer, and Bob Donahue. Red-hot winners that are absolutely free on a recorded message when you call toll-free to 1-888-294-1970. Call today, call tomorrow, win all week long. Write the number down and make the call to 1-888-294-1970.
It's one of my biggest weekends ever. My big game college releases have been winning at 63% clip this season, and today I've got a game that towers over them all. It's my 2006 College Game of the Year, a must-have winner available for just $29 at JimFeist.net. Last year, Colorado destroyed Kansas 44-14, and today's game wins by at least 2 touchdowns, or the rest of the college football season is free. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll receive a password for my Pro Total of the Year and my Sunday night Game of the Year between the Colts and the Patriots. 3 monster games, including my College Game of the Year. Call 1-900-990-8555 or go to JimFeist.net right now.
Hey, if you enjoyed last week's free winning report that included a perfect 2-0 Saturday, you're going to love this week's rocking chair winners. Get my Hammer Blowout of the Month in college football and Sunday's Pro Underdog Shocker free on a recorded message. Plus, you'll find out how to get my College Value Game of the Year free. Get it all right now at 1-888-424-4667. It's all yours on the house. 1-888-424-4667 or at JimFeist.net.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, first up, another big game in the SEC. They all seem to be big. The LSU Tigers taking on Tennessee, and we'll get to that game in just a moment. But first, we turn to Bob Donahue, who nailed 3 out of 4 of his top releases last Saturday with BYU, Ohio State, and his Big East Game of the Year winner on Cincinnati. Today, he's got a special triple header lined up. And, Bob, 3 more conference games of the year for you.
That's right, Al. You know, in fact, I've got a huge weekend available. It's been a great season. Just go to jimfeist.net, and for $19, you'll be on board for a 3-0 day. As my Big 12, my Mountain West, and my ACC games of the year are readied and primed to fire. Plus, everyone will receive a password for tomorrow's Pro Parlay of the Month as a completely free bonus. That's a huge triple header of conference games of the year and the free bonus, all available right now when you call 1-900-776-3030 or visit jimfeist.net.
All right, good offer. Take advantage of that. Well, you know, a well-rested LSU team with 2 SEC losses already goes to Tennessee to take on the Vols today. And Tennessee is happy that injured quarterback Eric Ainge is going to play despite a tender ankle. And the Vols BCS hopes hang in the balance on this one. Both
teams do. Because LSU, you know, they could still end up in the conference championship if it all breaks right. Boy, they're good defensively. And the 2 losses, both on the road against quality competition in the SEC, both tough defensive games. I think there's going to be more of the same here. I think they'll shut down Tennessee, but I don't think LSU's offense stands up that tall here. I think they'll struggle as well. I like the game under.
Yeah, let me tell you about that LSU offense for just a second. And there's, you know, a big dichotomy right now, home-road dichotomy for LSU, and I want to read these teams they played at home, and this is why they're so strong offensively at home. Louisiana Lafayette, Arizona, Tulane, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Fresno State. And this ain't your father's Fresno State team, by the way. They go on the road twice. They lose both games. And let me tell you what they did in those games. How about 44 for 148 on the ground, 3 yards per carry, 55% passing, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. I think Tennessee's offense is going to be sluggish a little bit because of the LSU defense. So I think this game goes under the total. I agree with you, Dave.
I kind of like Tennessee here. And you look at what has LSU done in their big game since Les Miles has left. They lose to Auburn. They lose in the SEC Championship. They fumble on the 1-yard line against Florida. This team does not step up on the road. And now they're laying points going into Rocky Top. I think you got to side here with Tennessee, even with the gimpy quarterback.
Well, I agree with everybody here. I like Tennessee, and I like the under. You got one team giving up 8 points a game, the other 19 points a game. You got Tennessee coming off the big emotional game in South Carolina, which they win that game, and LSU coming off the bye. Just because they're coming off the bye, they're still a favorite on the road at Tennessee, and that's a tough place to win. I'm going to go for Tennessee and the under.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, a couple of good selections. Well, next we're going to go out to the Las Vegas Strip and hear from Glenn McGrew, whose incredible run in college football continued last week. This is College Game of the Year 1 with BYU crushing Air Force 33-14. Nice job, Glenn.
Thanks, Al. You know, it really was another terrific weekend for primetime clients. Folks, I'm going to ignore playing aside here and instead look for this game to go under the total. 2 stellar defenses working on a slow grass field, a perfect recipe for an under. And speaking of recipes, how does this one sound, folks? Slowly mix together 3 $50 Saturday playbooks. Add 1 code word, and then slowly blend in a conference game of the year and a pro gridiron game of the month. That's 5 free selections right now. Don't miss out, because my playbooks, they've gone a sizzling 17-7, 70% over the last 7 Saturdays. 5 plays, 5 winners on the house right now. The number 1-888-652-7668, or simply go to jimfeist.net. Now back to you, Al.
Virginia Tech and Miami of Florida in a game going on later today. We'll talk about that. Stay where you are.
Hi, I'm Dave Koken, and I can definitely say it now. My college plays are hot. 6 straight winning weeks, and last week was the best yet this season until today. I've got 3 major plays, including my November college game of the month for just $25 at jimfeist.net. or at 1-900-656-1050, plus 2 free bonuses that can only be described as powerful. Get the goods from me right now and make this your best Saturday of the season as well.
Follow up last week's Big East Game of the Year winner with a huge weekend. I've got a triple header of conference Game of the Year winners ready to fire right now. Just make the $19 call to 1-900-776-3030 and be on board for a 3-0 day as my Big 12, Mountain West, and ACC Games of the Year sweep today.
Plus, everyone will receive a password for tomorrow's Pro Parlay of the Month as a free bonus. That's 5 terrific games, all available right now when you call 1-900-776-3030 or visit jimfeist.net. Call now.
Last week, my awesome college season continued as I won my Game of the Year with BYU over Air Force. And to celebrate, I'm releasing a terrific 5-game Saturday package for free. Give me a call right now. You'll get 3 of my powerful $50 playbook selections on the house. You're also going to receive a code word that will get you a Conference Game of the Year and my Pro Football Gridiron Game of the Month. Also for free. 5 huge plays simply for the asking right now at 1-888-652-7668 or go to jimfeist.net.
Well, everybody, 2 ex-Big East foes are going to square up in an ACC battle as the Hokies and Hurricanes get together, and we'll discuss that game in just a moment or two. But first, we'll turn our attention to Dave Koken, who now has run together 6 straight winning college weeks, including a net win of more than 70 units last week alone. And, Dave, there's a lot more to come today.
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, I got into a groove in October like I usually do in college football. I had an absolute monster month, and it set up some very big things for November, which, of course, is where we are right now. And I've got my this is why I'm calling this my November college game of the month. Because it wouldn't make any sense at all to call it.
I'm glad you brought your calendar.
Nothing against by Dave, man, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. Getting sharp in my old age. This is a fun time of year because I've got all these stats to work with on these teams, and a lot of scheduling dynamics come into play now. And I think it's, I'm not going to use the word easy, but I think that you've got the best percentage chance of winning right now with all this data. I know I do, and my past record bears that out. So you've got a November College Game of the Month today, 2 other outstanding selections, and a terrific bonus, all for $25. 1-900-656-1050, or simply visit jimfeist.net and get set to have another terrific day in college football.
All right, very good. Well, Miami and Virginia Tech are going to wonder if they have a better chance of winning in a game that looked a lot bigger before the season started. Neither team is the favorite now to win the ACC, but the Hokies come in with some momentum after a big win over Clemson. Miami, well, when was the last time a Miami team had 3 losses after 8 games? No, these are not your Howard Schnellenberger, Dennis Erickson, or Jimmy Johnson Hurricanes.
They're not going to be Larry Coker's Hurricanes.
No, they will not be.
The thing about Virginia Tech, I love the defensive changes they made in the last game. They got back to playing, if you'll pardon my stealing this, smash mouth football.
That's it.
And they went out and absolutely just tore that team a new one, that Clemson squad. That's a good Clemson team. They took them apart. They're going to shut down the Miami offense. But Virginia Tech's offense is still very one-dimensional. They run the ball with Orr, and Miami can shut that down. They're still very good against the run. The points are not going to be easy to come by in this game, folks. It's another low-scoring game. I like the under.
Ditto. On to Bobby. No, I'm just, that's basically it. Virginia Tech has to play it close to the vest on offense because they don't want to make too many game-costing mistakes. They'll win it with their defense. Miami's offense offends completely. How about last week in position to beat Georgia Tech?
Wow.
How about 3 fumbles, a pick, 8 penalties, 6 sacks allowed? They were complaining again before the year, why do we have to play Florida State first game of the season? The loser is out of the national championship picture. You guys had no shot anyway. Bottom line, this one goes under the total. And Larry Coker, hot seat. He can't even sit down right now. He's blistering.
Well, you think about Larry Coker now. I mean, this is a guy that it seems like as soon as they hit Miami in the mouth, they fall apart. And last week, Larry Coker, they score the touchdown, get within 7 points. 2 minutes to go, 1 timeout. He kicks the ball off with the new rules. He's getting the ball back with 10 seconds left. After the game, he says, I didn't think we'd recover the onside kick. Nice coaching, Larry. Virginia Tech in this contest.
Well, you talk about blistering. Well, we have a pick phone that's actually blistering as well. 1-888-294-1970. 1-888-294-1970. I bring Dave along. I bring the calendar for him. He remembers the phone numbers. You get 9 free plays a week, 9 free winners, 1 each day, and then 2 each day on the weekend. That's 9 total plays. 1-888-294.
1970.
1970. There you go. They are a team. Abbott, Costello, Koken, and Flay. It's a great team. Now let's go back to the Vegas Strip and bring in 2-time world champion handicapper Jeff Allen, whose double and big star rated winners went 6-0. And Jeff, you had another huge weekend.
Thanks, Al. 100% winners again, and a 1,500-star release on Tulane was easy. Right now, my 1,500-star Big 12 Game of the Year wins by 4 touchdowns, plus the early TV action, LSU, Tennessee, Penn State, Wisconsin, and Clemson, Maryland. Go 4-0 free, toll-free message, 1-800-638-3411. Last week, 6-0. Get the Big 12 Game of the Year, plus the early TV action, all on a toll-free message. Call 1-800-638-3411. Now in the ACC, Virginia Tech and Miami, under the total is a small play. But the big play is my Big 12 Game of the Year blowout by 4 touchdowns, plus 3-0 TV action, absolutely free, toll-free message. Write the number down. Call 1-800-638-3411. Back to you, Al.
Okay, next up after a break, we'll turn to the pros with the Chiefs taking on the Rams. Stay with us.
It's one of my biggest weekends ever. My big game college releases have been winning at 63% clip this season, and today I've got a game that towers over them all. It's my 2006 College Game of the Year, a must-have winner available for just $29 at jimfeist.net. Last year, Colorado destroyed Kansas 44-14, and today's game wins by at least 2 touchdowns, or the rest of the college football season is free. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll receive a password for my Pro Total of the Year and my Sunday night Game of the Year between the Colts and the Patriots. 3 monster games, including my College Game of the Year. Call 1-900-990-8555 or go to jimfeist.net right now.
Hi, I'm Dave Koken, and I can definitely say it now. My college plays are hot. 6 straight winning weeks, and last week was the best yet this season until today. I've got 3 major plays, including my November College Game of the Month for just $25 at jimfeist.net or at 1-900-656-1050, plus 2 free bonuses that can only be described as powerful. Get the goods from me right now and make this your best Saturday of the season as well.
Sports fans, last week, my double and star-rated plays went 6-0. That's 100%. Right now, get the Big 12 Game of the Year early, plus 3-0 TV action, toll-free message. Call 1-800-638-3411. You like winners? I got them right here from the Vegas Strip. Big 12 Game of the Year, plus 3-0 huge TV action, all early, all toll-free message. Call 1-800-638-3411. That's 1-800-638-3411.
Welcome back to Proline. Well, it's an all-Missouri battle on tap Sunday as the Chiefs travel to St. Louis. We'll get our panel's take on that game in just a moment. But first, we go to Smash Mouth handicapper Scott Spreitzer. Now, last Saturday, he won his mismatch game of the year, his pancake of the week, his ACC shocker of the month, and his value game of the month on BYU. And then on Sunday, Scott swept his hotline with the Ravens and Browns. So a good week.
That's enough about Scott. Let's move on.
Let's go on to something else. Too many nice things about you, but Scott, today you get 1 free call that covers 2 days.
He's a wise guy. I tell you what.
I've heard that.
Yeah. You know, we won another pancake. Go ahead, Jim. We won another pancake last week. We're now 7-1 against the spread with those plays. We won our mismatch game of the year with Ohio State 44-zip over Minnesota. The week before that, we won our pancake game of the year with Tulsa, just on a huge run. In pro football, as Al mentioned, the Ravens a winner. The Browns were a winner, and a great call to the end zone at the end of the game, as far as I was concerned. This week, after sweeping our Saturday Proline packages the last 2 weeks, we've got another free Proline package. You're going to get my Hammer of the Month in today's college football on the free report. You are also going to get a play from Sunday, my underdog shocker, and you heard how well my underdogs are doing. They're winning outright on Sundays. Plus, you'll get a code that gets my value game of the year in college football. Last week, we hit our value game of the month for October, 33-14 with BYU. It's all available right now on a free recorded message, 1-888-424-4667, or go to, I want to say wise guy, but jimfeist.net.
Right, next week, per Jim, only half the compliments. Got to cut those down a little bit. Well, is Herm Edwards riding the ship in Kansas City? There are signs of that. The team down the turnpike that they play this week, St. Louis, has made some strides as well, but after getting scorched by LaDainian Tomlinson last week for some 183 yards on the ground, are the Rams going from the fire into the fire with Larry Johnson on board this week? In this case, there's no frying pan. They have got to stop the run somehow, don't they?
Yeah, and you look at that game, 183 yards by Tomlinson. You know, if you're Kansas City, you get 500 yards in offense. Everybody has a big game. Larry Johnson scores 4 touchdowns, and you barely win the game because of turnovers. They don't turn that ball over. It's a rout. You know the Rams are going to put the ball up. I think this game flies over the total up and down the highways in
I
Missouri.
agree. I'm stuck with the totals today, but this is what I like in the games we're talking about. Boy, Bulger looks really good in this offense. Steven Jackson from right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, outstanding. 2 of the best running backs in the league in this game, and it should be an emotional, exciting shootout between 2 rivals, high-scoring game.
You know, this is kind of one of those reversal kind of games in the NFL. The one team wins a game at home, scores a lot of points. The other team gets smashed on the road. But they played San Diego. I mean, San Diego's first best team in the league, and who knows what's going to happen by Super Bowl time, but they look really solid. Tomlinson is a great back. Kansas City doesn't play as well on the road as the Rams do at home, and that's the tradition, but I agree with everybody else. I think this is going to fly over the total.
Interesting. Well, when we come back, a look at an NFC East matchup between the Cowboys and the Redskins. Stay with us.
It's one of my biggest weekends ever. My big game college releases have been winning at 63% clip this season, and today I've got a game that towers over them all. It's my 2006 College Game of the Year, a must-have winner available for just $29 at jimfeist.net. Last year, Colorado destroyed Kansas 44-14, and today's game wins by at least 2 touchdowns, or the rest of the college football season is free. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll receive a password for my Pro Total of the Year and my Sunday night Game of the Year between the Colts and the Patriots. 3 monster games, including my College Game of the Year. Call 1-900-990-8555 or go to jimfeist.net right now.
Hey, if you enjoyed last week's free winning report that included a perfect 2-0 Saturday, you're going to love this week's rocking chair winners. Get my Hammer Blowout of the Month in college football and Sunday's Pro Underdog Shocker free on a recorded message. Plus, you'll find out how to get my College Value Game of the Year free. Get it all right now at 1-888-424-4667. It's all yours on the house. 1-888-424-4667 or at jimfeist.net.
Last week, my awesome college season continued as I won my Game of the Year with BYU over Air Force. And to celebrate, I'm releasing a terrific 5-game Saturday package for free. Give me a call right now. You'll get 3 of my powerful $50 playbook selections on the house. You're also going to receive a code word that will get you a Conference Game of the Year and my Pro Football Gridiron Game of the Month. Also for free. 5 huge plays simply for the asking right now at 1-888-652-7668 or go to jimfeist.net.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, longtime rivals in the NFC meet as Dallas takes on Washington, and we'll get to that game in just a second. But first, we turn to world champion handicapper Jim Feist. He had another winning weekend, including Utah and Texas Tech last Saturday, as well as his ACC Game of the Year winner. That was Maryland. And that pushed his College Game of the Year releases to 63% on the season. And today, it's the big one. Jim, you're going to give your overall College Game of the Year. And last year, it was Colorado destroying Kansas 44-14.
That was a sweet winner, Al. And this year is even a bigger winner because I'm guaranteeing this game to win by 2 touchdowns or the rest of the season is free. It's a strong game. You want to get this. Make sure you go to 1-900-990-8555. That's a $29 call. Or go to jimfeist.net. Now, when you do either one of those things, you're going to get a password on how to get my Pro Total of the Year and the Sunday night Game of the Year between the Colts and the Patriots. Not a bad football game to watch. I have a very, very strong opinion on that game. 1-900-990-8555, $29 call, or jimfeist.net for 3 huge winners.
All right, take advantage of that, that's for sure. Well, they say when the Cowboys and Redskins play, you throw away the records. Well, if that's the case, then maybe the well-rested Redskins have a chance at home against the suddenly resurgent Cowboys and their new gunslinger, Tony Romo. So I guess what are their chances in this one is the question.
Anytime you step on the field, you have a chance. Yeah. You know, Washington, who's had a dismal season, everybody predicted they're going to be really good. I'm not sure Gibbs going to last after this year and come back next year the way they're playing. But they did come off a bye week, or they're coming off a bye week, and they're an underdog at home. This is not a great spot for Dallas. However, when you look at the way Dallas is playing now, and I love the quick release by this kid Romo. He may not be the most accurate kid in the world, but he's been around 4 years, so he's not really a rookie. He's got a lot of experience in training and learning the system. And Parcells is a great coach. This is a tough game to call.
You know, last year my game of the year was on Washington in the NFL in this contest. I don't think they'll get the job done like they did last year, but I like Washington here. I think coming off that bye, I think we had a lot of line value off everybody watching the Cowboys on Monday night. I think it's a sneak-up play. I like the Redskins here.
Should have checked your calendar. It was Sunday night, but the point well taken. No, we had the Cowboys last week. I think this is something that's going to roll over for a couple of games. They'll call it my square game of the week, I'm sure, but I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys and lay the points.
All right, very good. Well, coming up is our Proline contest segment, our panel's biggest plays of the show. Don't go anywhere.
Get a jump on the weekend every Friday evening at ProlineSportsTV.net. Catch the first edition of this show over your PC or tune in to watch a segment you may have missed. It's all there on ProlineSportsTV.net. Plus, while you're there, tune into the Proline Sports Radio Show, also available over your PC or live on Sirius Radio on Friday night and rebroadcast on Saturday morning. Get all the details plus 2 great shows each week at ProlineSportsTV.net.
Hey, if you enjoyed last week's free winning report that included a perfect 2-0 Saturday, you're going to love this week's rocking chair winners. Get my Hammer Blowout of the Month in college football and Sunday's Pro Underdog Shocker free on a recorded message. Plus, you'll find out how to get my College Value Game of the Year free. Get it all right now at 1-888-424-4667. It's all yours on the house. 1-888-424-4667 or at jimfeist.net.
It's one of my biggest weekends ever. My big game college releases have been winning at 63% clip this season, and today I've got a game that towers over them all. It's my 2006 College Game of the Year, a must-have winner available for just $29 at jimfeist.net. Last year, Colorado destroyed Kansas 44-14, and today's game wins by at least 2 touchdowns, or the rest of the college football season is free. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll receive a password for my Pro Total of the Year and my Sunday night Game of the Year between the Colts and the Patriots. 3 monster games, including my College Game of the Year. Call 1-900-990-8555 or go to jimfeist.net right now.
Welcome back to our Proline contest segment. Start with Bob.
Hey, we're going to go with Virginia Tech, and do not miss out on 3 conference games of the year, plus my Pro Parlay of the Month as a bonus for just $19. 1-900-776-3030.
David?
I'm going to go to the Big 12. I like Texas to win big over Oklahoma State. Don't forget to go to jimfeist.net and get the second contest play free of charge. And while you're there, get my College Game of the Month plus 2 other outstanding plays, just $25 at jimfeist.net or 1-900-656-1050.
And Scott?
My contest play, we're going to lay it with the chips. Central Michigan over Temple. That winning streak ends at 1 game. But I tell you what, our winning streak continues to flourish, and you won't want to miss out because right now on the free report, Hammer Game of the Month in college, Sunday Underdog, plus the code that gets the Value Game of the Year in college, 1-888-424-4667, or go to jimfeist.net.
All right, and Jim?
I'm going to go with the Tennessee LSU game to go under the total. Make sure you go to jimfeist.net for the second play, and while you're there, make sure you pick up my 3 plays, my College Game of the Year, which is guaranteed by 2 touchdowns, and information on how you'll get the Pro Total of the Year and the Sunday Night Game of the Year as well. Or go to 1-900-990-8555. It's a $29 call.
Okay, thanks to our panel for their usual great job. Thanks to you for watching us. You can catch us each Saturday morning at 7, 8, and 8:30 a.m. Eastern and Pacific right here on USA for another great show, and we'll see you next week.
Winning selections, stats, and scores can all be found daily at jimfeist.net.